The Taman Knights are a monastic religious order originating from the planet Thalia. The character of Shairia is a member of this organization. The word Taman roughly translates as universe, energy, balance, or whole. The universe is energy, which is composed of positive and negative energies, called the Kol-Ri and the Kol-Dar. The word Kol-Ri roughly translates as inner good or inner light, while Kol-Dar means inner evil or inner darkness. These two forces are the only constants in the universe. They exist in all living creatures and shall always exist in perfect balance. Their belief is that good and evil exist in all people, and in order to maintain balance in life, one must use the Kol-Ri, inner light, to control the Kol-Dar, inner darkness, to maintain balance, peace, and harmony in themselves, and thus the universe. Without this balance, the universe, according to their philosophy, will be thrown into chaos. According to their beliefs, a Taman Knight draws their strength from the Kol-Dar, their negative emotions, anger, aggression, hatred, selfishness. But it also states that such power is inevitably corrupting and will destroy you, so one must first learn to use the Kol-Ri, positive emotions, joy, love, compassion, selflessness, to control this inner darkness so its power can be used for constructive purposes rather than destructive ones. According to their teachings, the Kol-Dar is too powerful, and only a Taman Knight with the power of the Kol-Ri to help them can control the Kol-Dar and use its dark powers for good instead of evil. When one uses the Kol-Dar, they grow more powerful, but due to their emotions, it makes it more difficult to control their powers. When one uses the Kol-Ri, their powers may not be as strong, but they have clarity, so they know how to use patience and strategy to defeat an opponent instead of simply overpowering them by brute force alone. Those who succumb to the dark powers of the Kol-Dar are known as Kol-Dar warriors, dark Taman Knights. According to their philosophy, matter and energy are related. The Taman Knights teach that all matter is composed of protons, neutrons, and electrons, which are composed of quarks, which are energy. Thus, the entire universe is a giant ocean of energy. That energy is the Taman, an energy that they use to help protect the innocent and defend justice. Since all people have this inner darkness, Taman Knights are encouraged to control this with their inner light. This involves meditating to attain a calm state and focus on positive reinforcement in both thought and action. Taman philosophy teaches to respect all living creatures and to resolve conflicts through peaceful means. It encourages listening, thinking, and waiting rather than acting rash. The powers and abilities of a Taman Knight vary depending on the individual. Their level of training, experience, and personal strength are all factors in determining how strong their abilities are. Like any skill, anyone can learn these powers. Depending on how much time one spends developing it determines their extent of their powers. But it's not the only factor. Just as one person may be more gifted in the arts than in mathematics, for example, some people are more in tune with the Taman than others. The following is a general list of powers used by the Taman Knights. Since they're taught that matter and energy are interchangeable, Taman Knights have the ability to transform energy directly into matter, manifesting into a physical object. Usually this is used to create weapons for self-defense, but it can also be used to create other things, such as tools, or to repair a damaged object. Likewise, it can also be used to turn matter back into energy. For example, disintegrating the bullets in a gun, thus rendering the weapon useless. Taman or Kolri Heal is the ability of a Taman Knight to quickly heal from injuries that would otherwise take much longer to recover from. The amount of time it takes one to heal from an injury depends on the severity of said injury. Thus, if the wound is severe enough, they could die before healing themselves enough for their injury to be non-life-threatening. A Taman Knight also cannot grow back a limb or body part that has been cut off or lost due to battle, injury, or disease, though they can create cybernetic limbs via Taman Alchemy. This power also strengthens their immune systems but does not ensure they will never get sick. Taman Enhancement is the ability to use the energy of the Taman to run faster, jump higher, and so on. This also allows them to function with less sleep than a normal person, go longer without eating, and even survive in a thin atmosphere, though they cannot survive without any atmosphere, such as in space. Despite this ability, Taman Knights cannot go without sleeping or eating for an indefinite period of time. This ability is to help them survive longer in a hostile environment and give them a better chance to escape it. Gravity manipulation is the ability of a Taman Knight to slow one's descent when falling, thus allowing them to jump or fall from heights which would otherwise kill them. It also allows them to slow other falling objects, giving them time to rescue others or prevent themselves from being crushed by falling debris. They cannot, however, make themselves or other persons/objects independent of gravity. Taman reading is the equivalent to what we know as ESP. More specifically, clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, precognition, retrocognition, and empathic abilities. In other words, it allows them to see events that have already happened or events that have not yet transpired. They also have the ability to sense the emotional state of others, as well as to tell if someone is lying. This power is generally used by placing themselves into a meditative trance and focusing on a specific person, object, or event.